Our final speaker is an alumnus who played at Salle and played at Nicholls State. He's in his second year as the head coach at his alma mater, and really happy to be there, and they're happy to have him too. He served as a top assistant at Brother Martin, then was top assistant at Jesuit and Archbishop Rummel, where he was part of state championships at both of those outstanding institutions. And of course, he's at an outstanding institution now, at Salle High School, and they open their season coming up on Saturday night at 7 p.m. at Joe Yenni Stadium. They will play North Pike, Mississippi in their season opener. Please give a warm quarterback club welcome to Salle Cavaliers head coach Jarrott. Graham.
Thank you, Ken, very much, and thank you, Coach Brown, for those words. That was very touching. I'd like to thank Ken and the quarterback club for everything he does for high school football in this area. You know, a lot of us have been out in the Gulf South. I don't think there's a place that does better high school covering of high school football than Ken Trahan, and all that he does for our sports, all he does for our kids and our young men, giving them validation and covering them. And I'd like to tell him thank you. I'd also like to thank Ms. Benson and for the Saints organization and all the generosity that they show to really everyone in high school athletics in this area. Coach Fritz at Tulane. I've actually had a couple of kids that I've coached play for Willie Fritz. I've gone and see their practices a number of times, and what a generous man he is to help us. You know, we're able to play some of our games at his stadium, as well as come to watch his practices. And so I wish Tulane, the Saints, as well as LSU, good luck this year. I don't know Coach Kelly yet. I know of him very well. There's several members of the LSU staff that are very close personal friends. And so I wish all three of you the best of luck. And like Ms. Benson says, there's nothing like a Monday in this city when Tulane, LSU, and the Saints win. And then, of course, your high school, as long as your high school wins on Friday night. And speaking of that, I'd like to just note that there's a leadership from Brother Martin, Mr. Rando, their president, Mr. Aber, their former athletic director. They actually gave me my very first job in 2003, right out of Nicholls State, teaching Western Civ and coaching O-line. So I thought that was nice to see them here. Just to talk a little bit about Salle this year. So we're very excited about this season. We have a lot of home games or a lot of in-city games. Last year I felt like every week we were getting on a bus and going to Lafayette or Lake Charles or Baton Rouge, and nobody really got to see our program. We lost 2 of our home games early because of Ida, and so I'm very excited. All 10 games, or excuse me, 8 of the 10 games will be played in the greater New Orleans area. In fact, we started this year with our jamboree at Newman. Coach Stewart's here. He called me to congratulate me the day after I got the job, and the first words out of my mouth were, "Coach, I want to be in your jamboree." And so we were able to rekindle that rivalry. We had a jamboree last week, and Newman played an unbelievable game. And it was a great environment. I mean, if you went to the game or saw highlights of the game, it felt like a quarterfinal game in a jamboree. So we're looking forward to having that relationship for a long time to come. Like Ken said, we start with North Pike, Mississippi, Saturday at Joe Yenni. You know, very quality team from Mississippi. We don't really know a lot about them because we lost our game against them last year due to Ida. But then we play Holy Cross week 2 at Taggart. We're looking forward to getting some of those Catholic League foes back on our schedule. And then week 3, we play St. Paul's, a fellow LaSallian school at Tulane Stadium. So we're incredibly excited about that. That's going to be an alumni event, trying to get as many former Cavalier football players back in the fold. So, you know, early in the season, we're trying to play as many, you know, local or traditional rivals as we can. This year, we've moved up to 4A, and so we're going to be playing a much tougher district, and we're looking forward to that, capping off week 10 when we play Booker T. Washington at Tad Gormley. So we're very excited about being up in 4A and playing, you know, a little more competition in our district. We're very excited this year. We have a lot of seniors coming back. The people I talk about the most would be the offensive line. We have 5 senior offensive linemen, 4 of which are 3-year starters. So as an offensive line coach, you very rarely have that. The leader of that group is Caden Jones, a 6'8", 310-pound tackle. You know, it's very difficult for me to look straight up at a young man when you're chastising the practice for not down blocking. You have to look straight up at him, and it bothers me every time. So we're very excited about our offensive line. We have a senior running back, PJ Martin, one of our you know, one of the better running backs in the city, if not the state. So when you have a senior offensive line and a senior running back, you know, you're expecting positive things for the season. Our defense is young but very, very athletic, and we're expecting you know, great things from them. Almost all of those guys will be with us for the next 2 or 3 years. So again, I'd like to thank Ken for inviting me to this quarterback club. This is my first time speaking here. I've seen this many times, either in the seats or online. And so to be here, I'm very excited. Thank you.